The Xbox Live Countdown Sale is currently going on right now, and it features over 650 games on discount. And as always, I'm here to give my recommendations on the games that I think are worthy of a purchase. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Randalthor19, the man with the million here. And as always, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We're going to get through this as fast as possible because I wasn't sure if I was going to make this video, but a lot of you actually reached out and asked me when it was coming. Now, yes, this sale is virtually identical to the one from Black Friday. It's the same games, and it's basically the same discounts. So that's why we're going to blaze through this as fast as possible. I'm going to mention that a lot of these games are on Game Pass, but that's kind of like your warning right here. I'm not going to mention it for individual titles, so keep in mind that a lot of these games can be actually played for a lot cheaper. So starting off, we have A Way Out and Abzu. Both games are incredible. A Way Out is a great co-op experience. Abzu is an easy 1,000. Same thing with ACA Neo Geo Last Resort and the King of Fighters 99. Both of those are easy 1,000s. Then we get to the Assassin's Creed games here. Personally, I think Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is great. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a must-buy at 15. Same thing with Assassin's Creed Origins. And I actually would then recommend the Ezio collection for $12 because it features Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed Revelations. Man, those Assassin's Creed games are always on sale. Of course, the Batman games, you guys know I love those, so I would pick up Batman Arkham Knight as well as Return to Arkham, which features both Batman games, Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. Now, I really enjoy the Battlefield series. I like the single player and the multiplayer, but it's kind of hard to recommend some of these because Battlefield Hardline, the Ultimate Edition, it's like, do people really play that online anymore? But for $10, it's like, it's probably worth going through the campaign. That was an interesting one. Same thing with Battlefield 1 for $10. It might be worth going through the campaign. Same thing with Battlefield 4. But keep in mind, I don't really think a lot of people are still playing the multiplayers of that. Everybody's kind of still on Battlefield 5. Ben 10 for $8, easy 1,000. Same thing with Black the Fall if you're looking for gamer score. BioShock the collection is a must. BioShock 1 and BioShock Infinite, two of the best games from last generation, updated to 1080p and 60 frames. If you haven't got that already, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's 2019. You've had so many opportunities to get it, but get it now. The Handsome Collection for $15 is a great deal, in my opinion. I love both of those Borderlands games. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons for $4 is definitely worth it. Not only is it an easy 1,000, but it's actually a great game. It's one of my favorite indie games from last generation. Burnout Paradise Remastered is a must for $5. It's an excellent racer, one of the best ones from the 360 gen. And then we get all the Call of Duty games here. So I would say Advanced Warfare is not worth the $20. I've never really been a fan of the Black Ops at all. Call of Duty Ghost is a complete pass. I really, though, recommend Call of Duty Infinite Warfare for $20 and Call of Duty World War II. I think both of those games feature a really incredible campaign. Infinite Warfare is better than Call of Duty World War II, in my opinion, but I think those are actually worth picking up. City Skylines, for people that like to build their cities for $10, that might be something that interests you. Let's see what else we got here. Grand Theft Auto, I'd always recommend Grand Theft Auto. Those are such a fantastic series, and 5 is amazing, but that's just the online money. The Dark Souls games, not really a big fan, haven't played any of them, but for those that are interested, they're always on sale, right? Darksiders 3, it's a pretty cool game. I'd recommend that if you're interested in that style of action. Dead Cells for $16 is, yeah, get that game. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of roguelikes, but for whatever reason, that game just connected with me. It's a great indie title, one of the best games from last year. Dead Island, I would actually recommend the Definitive Edition for $5 if you have people to play it with. It's actually a fun time, and for that price, you really can't go wrong. The Dead Rising games are pretty great. Dead Rising 1 for $6, Dead Rising 2 for $6, and Off the Record for $6. I mean, for $18, can't go wrong with both of, all three of those. And some of these games are just so insanely cheap. It's like, why not? Dead Rising 4 for 20. Maybe you want to go with the earlier ones instead of Dead Rising 4. Deadpool's pretty cool for $12.50. I'd recommend that if that's actually still on sale. It's here on Store Parser, but I'm not actually sure that. I think they did listed that, so scratch that. I hate Destiny 2, so you won't ever see me recommend that. Deus Ex Mankind Divided for $5. Yes, 100%. But then you might as well get the digital deluxe edition for $6 because it comes with all the DLC and the expansions. I definitely would recommend that. Dishonored series is absolutely amazing. I'd recommend the complete collection, which is Dishonored, the Definitive Edition, Dishonored 2, as well as Dishonored Death of the Outsider for $24. That is a great price for 3 pretty damn awesome games. Now, maybe you've already played Dishonored Definitive Edition, so you can just pick up these other ones. But either way, Dishonored is a great stealth series. Love that franchise. Hope it comes back at some point. But either way, Arcane Studios, I'm always going to be down for their games day one. Doodle God Ultimate Edition for $5. Easy 1,000 gamer score. Doom is a must-have and a must-play, especially at $6. If you want to kind of get into the lore while we wait for March to come around for, I believe it's Doom Eternal. Dragon Age Inquisition I didn't play. I'm not a big fan of the Dragon Ball Fighter stuff here. Dying Light's pretty cool. $15. Absolutely recommend getting that, especially if you have people to play co-op with, as it does support 4-player co-op throughout the single-player, or the story campaign, rather. Let's see here. Fallout 4, $12. Can't go wrong with that. Season Pass is on sale with everything as well. I love the Far Cry games. So Far Cry 4 and Far Cry 5, basically the same price. I'd recommend 5 over 4. They get a little samey. So it's like if you get 5 and then buy 4, you might feel like I just kind of played that. So in my opinion, if you had to choose between both, I would get Far Cry 5. I think it's the better game. But you can't really go wrong with both games. Just kind of don't play them back to back. Separate them a little bit there. The Final Fantasy 15 Royale Edition, $17. I think that's worth it. That's a great franchise and great game. For $10, I recommend For Honor, even if you're just playing through the campaign. And I still think there's a pretty healthy multiplayer population if you want to test out your skill. It's a super unique multiplayer game. In fact, there's no other game like it on the market. What else we got here? I'd skip Friday the 13th. That was just given away for free for games with gold. Goat Simulator for $2. Yeah, get that. It's cute. It's irreverent. Like, it's just a game where you get in there and just kind of screw around, and it's a really easy 1,000. Grand Theft Auto for $15. Absolutely one of the best games of this generation. But everybody probably owns this game already, right? I mean, it sold like 100 million copies. Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition. Love that game. Recommend it for $3 if you like side-scrolling, kind of beat-em-up indie titles. Hellblade, love that. I'm sure a lot of you know Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga just got announced. Well, if you want to, start the story off and learn her backstory, you need to play this one. I wholeheartedly recommend it at $15. Human Fall Flat's a good time with friends. I laughed a lot when playing it with my buddies. For $7.50, I'd recommend that. Injustice 2 for $12? Yeah, that's a steal. Obviously, fighting game. That's up to you. Not everybody's into that stuff. The Just Cause games are on sale. These games are always on sale. Just Cause 3 is $5. And it's like, for that price, yeah, why not? Even if you're really not going to play it, for $5, just maybe one day you figure you're like sitting there like, I don't have anything to play, and you realize, hey, let me try out Just Cause 3. It was only $5. So yeah, pick that up. Killing Floor 2 is kind of like Left 4 Dead. I mean, it is Left 4 Dead basically because you're killing zombies. But for the price, $12, and if you got people to play it with, only if you have people to play it with, would I say, yeah, check it out. Kingdom Hearts 3 for $20. I'm sure you'll know by now if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, you probably already bought it. But for that price, maybe it's worth checking out. L.A. Noire, a game from last generation remastered for $20. I actually quite like this game. It doesn't ever want to seem to drop below $20. I'd recommend it though if you haven't played it. Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris for $4 is a pretty good steal, especially if you have people to play co-op with. The Lego games, I don't have any interest in. I haven't played any of these in a long time, so who knows? I mean, Lego Harry Potter, $13. Lego Marvel Superheroes and Star Wars, I don't know. I don't really care about any of that stuff. Life is Strange 2 is on sale. I recommend that. The complete season for $20. Same thing with Life is Strange Season 1 is phenomenal for $4. You can't go wrong with that. Same thing. If you really enjoy that, I would then play Life is Strange Before the Storm. It's a prequel, and that is on sale for $4 as well. Little Nightmares. I've raved about this game. If you haven't played it, now's the time. For $4.50. This game is fantastic. It's like Inside, but it's so good. I love that game, and I cannot wait for the sequel. Mad Max for $5, absolutely. I mean, like I said with Just Cause 3, even if you're not going to play it, it's only $5. There might be a day where you got nothing to do. You're like, you know what, I'm going to check out Mad Max, and you might like it. Mass Effect Andromeda for $12. I mean, that's cheap enough just to pick it up for the collection and check it out when you have some time. Same thing with Metal Gear Solid 5, $12. Although skip Metal Gear Survive because that's a bad game. The Metro games, I always recommend those every single time. I'd recommend the bundle, which gives you 2033 Redux as well as Last Light. Both those games are great, so I recommend that. Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition, $6. Recommend that. Murdered Soul Suspect for $3. Easy 1000. It's a pretty cool detective game that takes place like you're dead and you're a spirit and you're investigating stuff. It's a pretty cool game. Although it's I think it came out on the 360 first. Now, I don't know anything about the Naruto game, so we're gonna quickly just skip past that. No Man's Sky for $25. I know it's been updated a lot. I don't really know much about this game, so that'll be up to you guys. Ori and the Blind Forest, 100%, one of my favorite games this gen for $8. Pick it up so you can kind of be in the know when Ori 2 comes out in March. Let's see what we got here. Paw Patrol. This is only for Gamerscore people. Now, I haven't played this, so don't come in here and say, oh, Rand plays games like this. I haven't played it, but I know it's an easy 1,000 for those of you who watch this stuff for achievement ideas. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, $11. That's pretty cheap. I love PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. PUBG's my thing. I got like 900 hours in it, although I haven't played it much recently. You got a team to roll with. This is an incredible multiplayer experience. Prey for $8, basically. Absolutely. I find this game to be much maligned with a lot of people. I don't think everybody gave it the chance or the time it deserved to kind of really get into the systems and structures that game has. It's very much like BioShock. It's not as good, but I love that game a lot. Project Cars 2, if you're really into sim racers, I just would get Forza Motorsport. You don't really need Project Cars 2. Let's see here. Recore for $10. I don't think there's going to be a sequel. I didn't think that game was that good, but with that price, it's like you might as well check it out to see if you like it. Red Dead Redemption 2 for $30. That's a must-buy, must-play. Maybe the best game of this generation. We have Resident Evil 2 for $20. Absolutely. Even if you think, you know what, I played the original, what do I need to play the remake for? It doesn't matter. It's almost like a brand new game. It's familiar, you're right? But it's new, and it's absolutely amazing. It's probably my second favorite game of this year. Now, we have the other Resident Evil games like 5 and 6. Not that much of a fan of those, though for that price, they might be worthy picking up for the collection. Resident Evil 7, though, is amazing, just like 2 is. I'd absolutely get that for $15. And honestly, I played Resident Evil 7 first, and then I would play Resident Evil 2. I guess it doesn't really matter which way you would play them, but get both of those. What do we got here? Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration. I think that's the full game for $9. It's a fantastic game. Came out in 2015. I think it's the best Tomb Raider game out of, the original Tomb Raider one that came out remastered in 2013, as well as Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Love that game. And I'm thinking about actually replaying it one of these days, to be honest with you. Rise for $7. It's a pretty good pickup. Got a 60 on Metacritic. Was it really that bad? I don't think so. It's worth playing through once and seeing what they were going for, right? Sekiro, my game of the year most likely. $38, I think that's worthy of a pickup. Just keep in mind, it's incredibly difficult. It's basically Dark Souls, so if you're not a fan of that type of game, then it's probably not gonna be for you. But I mean, God, it's so good. Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, $10. Yes, recommend that. Basically, any of the Tomb Raider games in here, start with the one from 2013, play that, play Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then get Shadow of the Tomb Raider. They're still really good games. It's just that Shadow of the Tomb Raider could have been so much better, in my opinion. Sleeping Dogs for $5. Love that game. Get it, play it if you haven't already. It's a shame that we'll never see a sequel to that. The Sniper Elite games are cool. I'd recommend 3 for $12 over 4. I wasn't that big of a fan of Sniper Elite 4, unfortunately. Soma, great game for $9. Easy 1000 has one of the... It's a game that makes you think about what it means to be human and stuff like that. I don't want to give away the story, but it definitely has some moments that make you go, holy... holy shit, basically. It's a really, really good game, in my opinion. Let's see. Scrolling down here, I recommend the South Park games. They have it on sale for $15, as well as South Park: The Stick of Truth. So for basically, what is that, $25, you can get both South Park games. Great RPGs. One by Obsidian, the studio that Microsoft bought recently. Recommend both of those games. Spyro, it's a blast from the past. Remastered it. I'd check it out for $20. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I've heard nothing but great things recently for $12. Apparently it's back. They've made the game better. The campaign, it's short. It's worth going through, but obviously it's all about the multiplayer, and I hear it's they really, really dedicated their time and their resources to fixing that game. So check it out. It's really cheap. What else we got here? I think we're coming to the end. We're in the S's. Sunset Overdrive, absolutely $8. It's a crime that we didn't get a sequel. And now Insomniac is bought by Sony, so they're probably going to be making Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank and games like that. Maybe a new Resistance. Tekken 7, I think, is pretty good. Easy 1000. Great Fighter for $10. The consoles are pretty cool, like Telltale-like episodic experience. And seems to be pretty cheap. All of them are $1.75 for the episode. So, yeah, why not? If you're interested in that type of storytelling, it might be worth checking out. The Crew, for $15. It's like, you know what? Just play Horizon. Forza Horizon 4, I think that's a much better game. If you have to, sure. But I don't really recommend it that much. I'd say play Horizon first before you be like, oh, I want a new racer and there's nothing out. And Crew 2, Crew 2 is okay. It's not great or anything, and I'd only recommend it because of the price, but don't get your hopes up on that. Skyrim's great, $20. I recommend that every single time. You'll get hundreds of hours of content worth time for that. Both Evil Dead games, or Evil Within games, sorry, $5 and $10, $15. You can get them both, and enjoy yourself. Thief, no. The Sims, whole bunch of Sims content. Don't care about that. The Telltale Batman bundle, well, they're just giving the first one away for Games with Gold. The second one's pretty good. I like the Batman Telltale game, so for $12, I would probably say no, because you're about to get one for free. But pick up the other if you enjoy the first. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, a lot of people say it's the game of the generation. $12 for this version, and then the DLCs. Or you can get the complete edition, which comes with all the expansions, for $15. I mean, that's a pretty damn good deal. You probably get 150 hours out of that game. And the TV show on Netflix has started, which I'll be starting soon. Wolf Among Us is great, and if you just watch the VGAs, you know a sequel's coming. That's probably my favorite Telltale franchise. That one right there. It's so good. Recommend it for $6. Thief, $3. It's like, yeah, sure, why not? They gave it away for free. And it's okay. It's not like amazing by any stretch of the imagination. But for that cheap, it's like, yeah, why not? Ghost Recon Wildlands, $20. I think it's better than the newest Ghost Recon, and co-op makes everything better. Although in this one you can play with AI teammates, which I don't think they've patched into the newest one yet. Division 2 for $12. Man, Division 2 is already $12. Yeah, it's worth playing through if you have a buddy or buddies to go through the co-op campaign with, in my opinion. I actually had a good time with that. Spent about 30 to 40 hours on it. Definitive Edition for Tomb Raider, I said that's a must-play at $6. Transference, really cool game, about an hour long. I really enjoyed it, and for your achievement hunters, it's super easy. What else we got here? Unravel 1 I'd recommend for $7, but not Unravel 2. It's unfortunate they never added online co-op to Unravel 2. It would make it a much better experience. Virginia, one of my favorite indie games of this generation. There's no dialogue in it. It's all told through environmental cues and how people react, and the soundtrack is absolutely amazing. It's $2. Just $2. Just buy that game, play it, and I guarantee you, hopefully, that you will like it as much as I did. Moving on to Watch Dogs 2. I actually really like this game, so I recommend it for $13. There's a new one coming out this year. Although the stories aren't really... You don't really need to play the first one and the second one to kind of get a sense of what's going on in the next one, right? They're not really that attached. Watch Dogs Complete Edition for the first one, $10. I think Watch Dogs 2 is a better game. But if you want to get the full experience, I guess, get the first one as well. We Happy Few, $50. No thanks. That's way too expensive. Wolfenstein 2, $12. Absolutely love the Wolfenstein games. Make sure you guys get that. I think they're all on sale. So you got Wolfenstein 2 and the first game, The New Order, for $6, and Old Blood. Basically, you can combine them, get them for super cheap. They're absolutely worth it, in my opinion. And it seems like that's it. That's all the games that are currently on sale, at least on Store Parser. And check out what else is on sale. We'll look at the ones here. I mean, we got Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That's absolutely recommended for $53. Same thing with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I'd recommend both of those games. Gears 5 for $30, I'd recommend that. Mortal Kombat 11 if you like fighting games. Breakpoint for $23. Nah, I don't know about that one. I didn't think it was very good. Forza Horizon 4 is great in my opinion. I'd totally recommend that. Outer Worlds, really cool game for $44. But a lot of these we've gone over already. I'd steer clear of Fallout 76. World War Z is pretty cool for $20. You keep that one in mind. Wolfenstein Youngblood, absolutely not that good of a game. Overwatch, $23. That all depends on if you have people to play it with. Metro Exodus, although that's the gold edition. If this is actually on sale, I'd recommend it because it's really good. Man of Medan on sale for $20. Yes, this is like Until Dawn. It's only 4 hours long, so it being on sale for $20 is, it's the right price in my opinion. A Plague Tale: Innocence for $30, 100%. It's one of the underrated games of this entire gen, so I'd absolutely recommend you guys check that out. And I think then we get into the stuff like here, like Ace Combat 7. It was on sale for $29. I'd recommend that if you like those kind of flying games. And that's pretty much it, I think. Everything else looks like it's going to be the exact same games for the most part. Blair Witch is on sale for $17. Blasphemous is $22. Borderlands 3 is on sale. It's like Borderlands 3, it's okay. I think Borderlands 2 is better. It all really comes down for a lot of these games if you have people to play it with, quite frankly. Children of Morta, I've heard nothing but good things about for $17.50. That seems like an indie title if you're really into the roguelikes. A lot of my friends have said that game is amazing. Crash. I'm not really into the Crash stuff. Crackdown 3, I don't really recommend. Cuphead, obviously, 100% for $13. I think that's great. It's one of the best games this generation. We're just going to blaze through this, aren't we? I mean, yeah, most of the stuff is exactly the same. So let's just keep on scrolling. Devil May Cry 5, Well, no, it's just the Devil May Cry. Yeah, Devil May Cry 5 for $23. Diablo 3, I'd recommend that as well. Let's keep on scrolling. Far Cry New Dawn, it's like, Far Cry New Dawn, and not that good, in my opinion. I'd skip that and just actually play Far Cry 5. The Final Fantasy games are on sale. I mean, here's the thing. I love Final Fantasy, right? 9, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 10. I almost want to buy these just to have them in my collection, but I know I'm never going to play any of these again, and I would wonder if any of you feel the same. Do you? I mean, Final Fantasy 7 is like one of my favorite games of all time. I played it 5 times. I own it. I bought it when it came out, and I have 9. I haven't bought 8 or 10 yet. But it's like, I know I'm never going to play those games again. So it's like, do I even bother spending the money? At this point, it's just like for the collection. Here we go. We got some Forza Horizon 4. Best racing game out there, bar none. Like, Forza Horizon is the best racing franchise out there. Motorsport, if you want to get Sim, that's on sale for $19. But I'd recommend Forza Horizon 4. Gears 5, like I said, totally. Ghostbusters, if you're a fan of the original, you kind of have to play this. If you've never played it before and you're a fan of the film franchise, yeah, you got to get it. Greedfall for $35. It's a really cool RPG, very much like the BioWare games. If you're looking into it, if you want like an RPG to play, I'd recommend that. Skip on Grid, it's very bad. Hitman 2 is great for $19. Lot of content in Hitman 2. What else we got here? Jump Force, no thanks. Just Cause, we already talked about that. Killer Instinct, I think that's worth it for $10. Hopefully there's a Killer Instinct 2. Let's see what else we got here. Lego games, no thanks. Madden, I'm not really into the football stuff. Sorry, I used to play those games, but not anymore. Middle Earth Shadow of War Definitive Edition that comes with the game and all the DLC for $15. That's definitely a game you should consider picking up. Not a fan of Monster Hunter. I know people love it though. And if you're one of those people, $15. Mortal Kombat 11, like I said, absolutely if you like fighting games. NBA 2K20, no thanks. Need for Speed Heat, no thanks. Amnesia, Warlords, absolutely. Love that game from back in the day. They remastered it. I bought it day one. Love that franchise. Prey, Quantum Break, absolutely for $10. Yes, play Quantum Break. Rage 2, skip that. It's not very good. Rainbow Six Siege, yes, if you have people to play with, of course. If you don't, then skip that. What else we got here? Flying through this now that we've already kind of gone through most of these games. Sea of Solitude, I actually like that game for $12. Yeah, it's a really cool indie game. It's got a nice message too, very stylistic. I enjoyed my time with that game. Skyrim, Sojourn, I didn't really like Sojourn at all for a puzzle game. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3, didn't really care for that either. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order though, absolutely, that is a must play. One of the best games this year, probably my third favorite this year, if I'm thinking about it. Which I'll be making those videos sometime next week, most likely. The Division games, like, these are fun to play if you have people to play with. Not really by yourself, in my opinion. Let's see, Walking Dead. If you haven't played the Walking Dead games, I mean, they've been given away for free. My opinion, I think Wolf Among Us is the best. Titanfall 2, absolutely, every single time, $8, play it. Great campaign, great multiplayer. Can't go wrong with that. What else we got here? Uno, $6. Valkyris is pretty good, although it's still kind of expensive. I'd say probably wait for that to be more on sale. Void Bastards, same thing. Wait for that to be more on sale. It's a pretty good game, though, if you like roguelikes. Yeah, and I think we are at the end. And that's it, guys. So a lot of games on sale. Let me know what you plan on picking up in the comments section below. I think I own pretty much everything here for the most part, at least the stuff that I want. So I'm not really getting anything. But I hope everybody has a great holiday, you get what you want, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But before you go, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share this out on social media, and as always, if you want to be notified immediately, hit that notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.